Democratic Congressman Khanna. Congressman, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Brett.
You know, we heard just in the story from Peter Ducey about inflation. I'm just going to put up a couple of graphics here. All items up 6.2%, food 5.3%, energy 30%. And then you look at the Thanksgiving items, which everybody is focused on this week, and the costs that are up for all of these this week. At the same time, you have Senator Joe Manchin saying that this bill that is headed their way for the Senate is concerning to him. Take a listen.
The responsible federal budget came out with an estimate that said that the costs of the bill are going to be twice as much if they're extended.
All those things. We've known that for quite some time.
And what is your position on that?
Sure, it's concerning.
Concerning. He said that these policies in the bill that you all passed the House are kind of sunsetted early and would last a long time, therefore cost a lot more. Your response?
Brett, the president's biggest focus, Democrats in Congress's biggest focus is inflation. There is no doubt that prices are up. Prices of gas are up. Prices of food are up. People are hurting. Here's what we need to do. We need to release the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. We need to have a temporary ban on the export of oil so we can bring gas prices down. And Build Back Better actually will help with the supply chain issue. It will help bring more people into the workforce. It will ease some of the inflationary pressures. So I believe the bill actually will help solve the problem.
But you know, one of the first things President Biden did was cut off the Keystone XL pipeline. Now going to release from the Strategic Reserve. It seems kind of a different move.
Well, Brett, the production, as you know, was down because the price of oil was down. And now, even if we were to increase production, it would be a year or 2 years out. So the most immediate thing we can do is increase the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, call on our allies to do that, and also make sure that we're not exporting oil. I don't understand why we're sending oil overseas instead of having Americans have that oil to reduce gas prices. But look, I'm not going to deny that gas prices are up and we need to take action.
Congressman, I want to get just a little bit into the weeds here. This is from Larry Lindsey. He used to be the director of the National Economic Council under George Bush, and from his newsletter he sends out to hundreds of different people. This is about the bill you all passed. The bill's biggest impact on growth will be through changes in the effective tax on business capital investment. Under existing law, many investments are now expensed. That is, the cost of new capital investment is deducted against income in the year of the purchase. Many firms use straight-line depreciation, deducting the same amount each year. One reason to do so is because book profits are reported to shareholders and do not have a tax consequence. So using straight-line depreciation boosts current publicly reported profits for firms that are rapidly expanding their capital stock. Getting to it here, the effects can be far from trivial. The Penn-Wharton computer budget model found that this policy change will reduce long-run capital stock by 7.9%. Assuming the bill's temporary provisions are extended, that would imply that long-run potential GDP would be 2.5 points lower under Build Back Better. For a lot of businesses, that's scary, Congressman.
I just respectfully disagree with the analysis. The problem in this country has not been investment or capital. I mean, the markets have been huge, assets have been appreciating. The problem has been the working class. And I guess my interest is helping the working class. That's what this is going to do. It's going to reduce costs for them, reduce costs on childcare, reduce costs for their kids in preschool, provide them a tax cut. So I guess the philosophical difference is, do you want to help the capital owners or do you want to help the workers? Build Back Better chooses the working class.
From a progressive caucus point of view, do you trust that the moderates in the Senate are not going to change this bill enough that when it comes back to you, you're going to have to say this isn't what we bought in for?
Fair question. I believe some changes will be made. That's democracy. Is it the exact bill I would write? Probably not. But is it a bill that I will almost certainly vote for? Yes, because we have to compromise, and progressives are going to be willing to compromise to help deliver for the working class.
Are you concerned about the president's approval right now? He's announced that he's going to run again in 2024. As you look at these approval polls across the country, do you worry about that?
Brett, there's no question that he's going to have to be at a higher number, hopefully before the midterms and certainly before his reelection. But as you know, these things go in cycles. I mean, President Reagan, who left with very high approval ratings, was not doing well before the first midterm. So President Clinton had the same thing. So I believe he will rebound once people see the impact of the legislation helping the working class.
Congressman Khanna, we appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, Brett.
Stocks were mixed today. The Dow gained 17, the S&P 500 lost 15, the Nasdaq plunged 203 today.